All right. Hello, hello. Greetings and salutations. It would seem we are prepared for it. Hey, it's actually been a good bit since we've done this session. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Getting back into the Tuesday. Um, yeah. Greetings and salutations. Hello, hello. I kind of felt bad forgetting to shout somebody out, so I figured I'd do that real quick, even though albeit late. Oops. Um, but with that being said, I got four people, may have five. Um, one stepped out and one could make it tonight. So, all right. So, with that being said, we are going to get this bad boy started in a minute. I'm rounding them up. We're gonna get started. I know it's been a bit, so who can recall what happened last time as I get the map? That might jog some memory.
Not a clue. Man. Hmm.
Well, I'll do my best. Let me log into the map.
Not that one. This one. Two.
Logging in as Niavara.
We don't know what to do when you're not here, Niavara. Who remembers? I don't know. I mean, once you start going there, it's oh
Y'all,
yeah,
y'all help
right.
me.
But
Y'all help me.
we will.
Um,
Oh no, my pen's going. Okay.
aha. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z Abridged. As it turns out, after we had had our little shady group meeting in the alternate dimension with Lord Obsidian 2 sessions ago now, we finished it up last session, as far as I can recall. Yeah,
What did we
we
finish?
we met with Lord Obsidian starting 2 sessions ago.
Will you remind me who Lord Obsidian is?
He is the Dragonborn that is sort of like, playing host and hostess,
Oh yes. Okay. Thank you.
and the patron of our little party of individuals, one might say.
Yeah.
But that was 2 sessions ago, if I recall correctly. Three from when I first, you know, chopped in and jumped in. We all had a little go with him, blah blah blah, chattersons in terms of like the because like for some people it was their first time meeting them. For example, Valdrin. Kosik met them, but I don't think he had like talked with him much. We had come to the conclusion of that meeting of like, ooh, do we keep, you know, do we follow down the pathway he's suggesting, because like right there, the door outside is the door to Kyrie. We could, in theory, open it and access new allies, or as Sorry might particularly enjoy, we could close this chapter for now. Come back later, and continue on our actual quest to the big ass library we're supposed to be going to, and the person that we're supposed to meet there and pick up for the mayor of Bristol and his hottie batty former bestie Tia Moonblade. We could do that. Or, and hear me out here, we could go cause trouble in the Dragon Realm for fun. Now, Miavara is of either either path is fine. She just wants to be clear. Will we come back here? A. Are we going to come back here? B. Like, those are two separate questions too. Will we is eventually hand of the author will guide us to this place, but would we is a completely different question. Like, of our own accord, would we try to backtrack and come to this place again if we like hunted down another plot thread? Question C. Should we go in there? Because as of right now, to our knowledge from Lord Obsidian, Kyrie is currently protected from Ugthagoras invasion, if you will. Or so we think. We don't know. It's locked away. We can't access it. Let me in, if you will. But once we go in, so can Ugthagoras use our intrusion to enter that plane as well, making it less safe at the same time. Well, we hadn't decided. We did decide to, go hang out at the front of the cave with Marlin, Temporalis, regroup, collect our thoughts, think of next steps, if you will. At this point in time, we're all fairly certain that the cave is, we can get out of it with our stuff. So we don't need to, like, stay here any longer. We're not trapped here. But, it's a matter of what we're going to do next. And I feel like someone talked with Marlin, but I can't remember who. And I know I was like shooting the shit with Temporalis because he's like, with me on account of the fact that I was like, or I should say, Niavara trying to be super special about it was like, oh, it'd be such a cool thing for you to find to be one of the discoverers. And he's like, but I could also do this and read my book. And I understand now why my brother likes you so much. Hey, Carp, I'm assuming.
Hi.
Aha, I got it in one. Who talked with Marlin? Does anyone remember?
Zed did.
Aha, Zedrin. What did you and Marlin get up to? Like, were you just making group leader decisions?
He pulled him outside of the cave, kind of like just at the entrance, and was more or less asking if I think he asked a couple things, but it was basically the gist was, could we mark this cave somehow, or would you be able to find our way back to the cave? In the case that we wanted to come back here, and let's say that there was another cave in, or some sort of snow fell or something, and the entrance is blocked. Is there a way that we could, mark this, map it out, something like that? And Marlin, being Marlin, was just kind of like, "Yep." Zed didn't really get much except for just the run around a little bit. So he was like, okay, fine, let's just go back inside.
He's like, well, don't you understand, kiddo? I am the. Oh, hi, Birdie. I am Marlin, and I know these grounds farewell. If you ask me to find you a location in these rocks, I can find you any spare pebble. I'm positive I will know it by name and by heart. Hi, Birdie, my beloved son. You can come up on the bed. Yes, come here. I should mute myself while I'm doing that, but also. Kosick, with all that reminded, did you remember anything special? Up here?
No, I remember there was a lot of arguing last time. I felt like a lot of conversation about where we ought to be and stuff. And yeah, it seemed like there wasn't really much entry into the sacred realm of Kyrie. So yeah, I kind of thought it looked like we were gonna head out with Marlin eventually, right?
Did we decide?
No. We did not. It's been 3 sessions of talking about like next steps.
No, it hasn't.
It has.
No.
Yeah.
Well, what does everybody want to do?
Neovar's fine 50-50. She's on this journey as a traveler, if one might say.
With the traveler, too.
Well, we spent a bunch of time in the inner chamber, like, oh, there's like a sigil upon the ground. Oh, like what? Oh, it's Kyrie. We're going to Kyrie. Let's go. And it's like there's no, it's nothing doing. We couldn't open it. Couldn't do anything.
Well, didn't
Oh, have
we?
we tried to open it?
So
Well,
Zed and I think it was Niavara. It was either Niavara or Gumdra. Went back into the room that had the sigil and actually like figured out how to start turning things on.
Mhm.
And
We did.
Zed was like,
I don't remember
okay,
that.
we're making a little headway, but we've already kind of, as a group, decided to go back to the entrance. So let's like undo what you just did, keep this knowledge that we can mess with it and potentially get this going. There was not certainty in that, but there was seemingly some headway. And then we went back and met up with the rest of the group.
Didn't we meet up just
But
to make sure that we could all decide together that if we did go to Kyrie, the folks up front would know, or just to like kind of make
I
our
think the
final
decision was,
decision?
I think when we walked away, if I remember correctly, the reason that we came all the way back to the beginning of the cave was we had decided that we were going to leave the cave and go back to Kronossus because that's where we were headed.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still deciding.
No, I think that when we left, because we have done a bit of back and forth in this cave already. Um, After that meeting with the Obsidian Lord, um, and when we decided to leave that room that had like the sigil that was potentially a portal, uh, I think that was us deciding, hey, like we'll come back to this later. Um, let's just keep moving
Okay.
because we have Marlin, we have Temporalis, like you know, it was kind of, I think we kind of made the decision it would be a little hasty to just go right now.
Uh-huh. Right, because folks were waiting for us and stuff.
And that was also why Zed was having the conversation with Marlin about being able to find the cave again, because what I'm remembering was I'm under the impression that we had all kind of decided we're leaving the cave, and so if we were to try and find this portal, we need to be able to find the cave. And so Zed's like, how can we get back here if we need to?
Right.
Also forgot in the moment, but I think Opal's got like a tracking, some sort of feat or something. So it's like a photographic memory or something like that. As far as, so if we're traveling on foot, Opal would be able to map us back here too. I believe.
Oh, okay. Right. That's cool.
Right. Well, uh, like I said, I'm fine either way. I'm here as a humble traveler on a journey that, I'm part of.
Humble, eh?
Quite, by drow standards, of course.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Right? I'm absolutely angelic.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Well, as you've had your discussions, your backs and forths, your chit chats and asides with Temporalis and Marlin, and you're back in this pretty safe little hovel. You are essentially free to do as you wish. If you want to exit now, if you want to wait, if you want to have discussions on how to get to Kronossus, if you want to have like right now that you're free to do as you wish. There's nothing that is impacting your ability to interact or you know figure out indefinite plans or I
I
guess
guess
what or
so.
to get warmed up since we haven't played since last year.
I was right. I was gonna say, speaking of that, um, Zed was just outside with Marlin just to give us a kind of feel on maybe what we want to do in this moment. What is the weather like, and what time of day is it?
Mm, right. We've been in a cave. Who knows?
Somebody roll me a d20.
I guess Zed can because he was just outside.
Oh, sorry.
Or oh, that's a nat 20. There
Oh,
you go.
wow. Look at that.
Clear skies, not a not a cloud in the sky. Well, I mean technically there are clouds because you are in mountains, but it's a if there was a day to be traveling, this would be the day to do it.
All
As
Nice.
there's
right.
no snowstorms, there's no like rain clouds. It is um perfect time
Zed's basically gonna
and
walk in and say that to everybody. Just almost exactly what you just said.
and as far as time of day, because I think this could be fun, it can be whatever time of day you want to be. We're gonna give that natural 20 some value.
Nice.
I think first thing in the morning, so we've got a full day of traveling if that's what we want to do. Oh, and I have an inspiration, so if somebody would like mine, please take it.
Well, this particular role wouldn't really give an inspiration.
Oh,
This was for
right.
something else.
That's right. Okay. Damn.
Damn is right.
I take back my generous offer.
So Zed's gonna kind of walk back in, I guess, with Marlin. Still kind of having a little bit of small talk. I if we were gonna leave, honestly, now's probably the most ideal. How's everyone feeling? We all rested?
All right. Well, yeah, I'm good. I think didn't we just rest?
Sorry,
It's
I'm
been
feeling
too
Yes.
long in
healthy.
this cave.
I have my map ready.
All right, well let's get ready to travel overland.
Okay.
Although I may be of dwarven stock, I find no comfort under this mountain. These
I'm
icy
with you
caves
there,
are
mate.
too strange for me.
Hmm. No, even with
This
all those jewels,
was definitely a weird one, but we tend to find ourselves in those places, I guess.
All right. So
So we still
consensus.
have. Sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
I was wondering. It's basically just getting like a head count. It was nothing else from the cave came with us. It's still just Temporalis, Marlin, the group, and I guess the cart or wagon.
Old Betsy.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
Oop, wrong button. All right. So consensus is to finally leave this hovel of mystery and excitement.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, let's get out of this cold ass cave.
You know, I actually can't agree with you more. As much as I've enjoyed the darkness, it's, better for my skin long term, better for Veldrin's eyes indefinitely. But, like, I am technically speaking a diurnal creature. I do enjoy a good bit of sunlight every once in a while. So, yeah.
well, I have to say, I'm looking forward to that being in the sun myself. I'm really looking forward to it.
Get rid of this effect. No snow. Stays cloudy though. Let's add some clouds. If it. There we go. So yeah, you guys at last depart from the cave of just looking back at it as you depart, essentially make your way through the avalanche path at this point. Um, the cart needing to wiggle here and there, scraping of wheels against like, or not really scraping, but like dragging some of the snow with it. Um, but it's able to, you're able to wiggle the cart out. Old Bessie seems unperturbed by the cold or the snow in any way, shape, or form. Um, and yeah, you kind of look back at the hole that you just emerged from, and thinking of all the demonic creatures you fought, all the secondary dimensions you ran into, the giant potential ocean of not water that you traverse, the emotional damage that may or may not have been sustained, the cave that is almost an homage to draconic entities, the portal that leads to a place that has been locked away for who knows how long. And of course, an entity that you all know and love that seemed to be in a bit of a conundrum. Alas, all of these things, the safety of the mountain, the elementals, the hordes,
Safety.
those all become part of the past as you finally leave the cave and continue your path towards Kronossus. On a sunny
I'm not
day, no less.
something. That's just something to leave behind. Everything we did in there and everything we saw and everything we killed and just leave it behind like that.
Hmm. Like I said, I mean, like, we can go back. I am more than
No,
happy to.
I'm just commenting on how much adventure we have.
Oh yeah, and Gumdra sleeping in the back.
And Gumdra's sleeping in the back.
All right,
Poor
so
Gumdra.
Marlin.
Is Opal sleeping too?
Opal's
Opal is,
recharging
yeah.
somewhere.
So since Marlin is leading the way, he knows this path. Somebody can roll me a d20.
Oh, nice. Sorry.
Well, that was from
Well,
earlier.
I'm not going to do it because I already did it. There we
Oh,
go.
I swear I heard the dice noise again.
Oh,
All right, a 14. Hazard. All right, so Marlin is, he's taking you around at this point. Couple hours have passed. Like he seems to know his way. He doesn't really even need to make a check. But he knows his way around the mountains. He knows which direction he's needing to go. So he is very confident in, you know, where when there's a split in the mountain, like you can either take a path left up a mountain or down the cliffside, kind of thing. He without even looking back, pausing or questioning it, he just continues forward as if he's maybe done this trip a few times. And I mean, it's kind of why you hired him in the first place. Um, However, as you're making your way through here, he slows the cart a little bit as there's a bit of like a bend around um, a bit of a cliffside. The wagon will easily fit, and it's about 15 feet wide, so the wagon could easily fit, and somebody can be on the side of it still and be relatively okay. But if you look down, it'll be quite a tumble. Um, and to that extent, there is a noticeable area where rocks seem to have like fallen along the path. So, at some point there might have been an avalanche or something. Um, but it's very clear that when he gets to this point, he stops the cart and rubs his chin a little bit. Well, that wasn't here before. But these mountains are, lots of snow comes rolling down, bringing rocks with it too. Some of these paths can be a little, well, treacherous. Let's see here.
what are you saying? Wasn't there before?
Well, no. Well, I mean, yes. What? Well, and he catches
But
himself.
what wasn't there?
Well, there wasn't a rock slide here before, but rock
Oh,
slides are pretty common here. Usually, it's just me and old Bessie, so I can get us over the rocks pretty easily, but there's a few of us here, and a whole lot more stuff we're carrying, and I'd rather not risk, you know, losing precious cargo. And then he kind of looks over and sees Gumdra like napping in the back and Opal, you know, in sentry mode in the back of the wagon. So, looks like the options we got here. We can either go back and, I guess, take a longer route, or we can try and power through this and make use of a much shorter path. I think Marlin's Force is deeper. It's been a year.
Well, I tend to trust your skill, sir. Don't you think we can just continue on as we are?
Well, filler, you see, there's one complication. And then he gestures to the rocks that are blocking the path. I ain't strong enough to be moving boulders.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
I cannot hear Nirvara. Did you get quiet all of a sudden?
Sorry, my god, I was just a little too far away. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Okay, so boulders are in our way. We can't move forward with the wagon. What to do, Marlin?
Well, there's I don't know how strong y'all's is. I mean, the rocks already fell, so
I'm not.
knocking them out of the way ain't gonna change much. Or we can go back and take a much longer path. But the longer path is gonna be a little more dangerous.
Well, I think it's beyond my skill magically to really have much of an effect on this rock slide, but I don't know, maybe if we had some sort of something to explode these rocks, I don't know.
I
I guess
mean, and y'all's got some blasting powder? Oh,
OOC would force damage, like knock these out of the way.
OOC? You don't know until you try.
Let's see.
Or probably with an Arcana check.
I'll go with that. Yeah. Just checking to see if Zed has anything, but I don't think. 13.
While force damage can be useful in certain situations, it doesn't necessarily mean there's enough force that could be applied, akin to a mage hand, for example. It can only lift so much. It's still technically a bit of force,
Mhm.
but there's only so much that the application of a spell might be able to utilize.
Um, so if we're here and I mean, this rock pile is in front of us, is it something that Zed could try and climb up on top of and see how bad it is?
You can always try.
Because I don't think we have any explosives.
Yeah, you know. And she digs through her pack. Yeah, I definitely don't have explosives, unfortunately. And I don't think that the oxen would do well with becoming a giant cloud. So, I have a quick question. So, it's not necessarily a difficult climb up, like it's not a sheer cliff, right?
No,
Would I be able to say that this is an acrobatics check, which is just an attempt to stay on your feet?
pretty much.
Aha.
Why don't we
Nivara
just
will,
clear it? Oh, nice.
Nivara will go
That's
zip zupping up the
what Zed was
rock
kind of
wall.
thinking, is climb up to see if it's possible. Is it like a couple
How
that we
far
just
it
have to move out of
goes.
the way, or yeah?
So
Is it
you
like
climb.
30 yards of
Right.
rubble?
Right.
So the two of you start to climb, and it's a good 10, 15 feet worth of climbing. Obviously not completely vertical, but rocks have fallen. Um, but yeah, you climb up and you are able to get a much better vantage point of the severity of the rock slide, and it's about 15 feet wide worth of rubble, give or
Oh,
take.
we can
But
clear
it
this
seems like
out.
it seems pretty loose in places as well. So, and I mean, even at this point, like since you're up top and looking down at it and looking over it, um, like there's still like some rocks that are like rolling down, kind of like a pebble here and there, still tumbling. Like the rock slide hadn't completely settled per se, which would give you some insight as to if you were to try to climb over this, there is the possibility
Right.
of some of the rocks dislodging while you were traversing over it.
Right.
Haha. Don't like
Well, if
that
it was
actually.
just us walking, I think we could do it, but not if we're trying to get this wagon over.
Yeah, that's usually the problem, isn't it?
Do we need the wagon? Well, Gumdra needs that damn wagon. Right, she's got all those things. Well, doesn't she have everything in that little bag of hers? Do we need the wagon? We already went through this, never mind. Went through that in the cave. We need our guide. Our guide has a wagon. I guess we're going around, yeah?
Well,
Technically.
a problem that I'm currently standing on is this could happen anywhere.
Right,
We
good
take the
point.
long way, this could also, like, there could be rubble blocking the longer path as well.
Right, right. Well, what's your thoughts then, Zed? You got an idea about how we might clear it or how we
Not
could get the
really.
wagon over?
I mean, if we, let's say it takes us a few hours to move all this out of the way, in that time, more rocks could fall on our fucking heads. So, I don't really know. He'll kind of look over to Marlin, like just Nevar and Zed are just standing on top of this pile of rocks. Just Zed's probably got his hand over his, just at his eyebrows, just kind of covering the sun just so he can see.
I'm
So
just gonna say one thing. It is beautiful. It's really beautiful here.
you hear Gumdra in her sleep saying something akin to "I know."
Right.
Well, like I said, there are rock slides and they are pretty common, but there's always a route around.
So if we took the long way, is it less likely? Granted, there's probably always a chance, but is it less likely that we're gonna have rocks fall on our head?
Well, for the segment that gets us around this part, yeah, there are caves that we can go into, you know, one side through in one side and out the other. But as you've already seen, there's things that live inside a cave. But to be fair, there's things that lives outside of caves that could be equally dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I don't really see a whole lot of options here.
Yeah, let's take the alternate path.
All right then. That works for me. Yeah. All right. So there will be a bit of backtracking then, if that is the consensus.
That's fine. Don't see a way around it.
You're right. Seems the best way.
All right then. So at this point, it's like the equivalent of like a 20-point turn, Gotta get the wagon, gotta get old Bessie to turn it around, not to have it fall off a cliff or anything. But, he's very calculated. He knows what he's doing. Um, so that would so backtracking would take an extra hour. Let's see, it took about two. Yeah. So it would take an extra hour or so to backtrack to the intersecting path. Um, yeah, and this is as you're leaving the rocks behind, and you still see like some of them tumbling down, but yeah, you ascertain it was a little too treacherous to want to risk falling off a mountainside into a ravine. Um, but yeah, you guys make your way back to the splitting point, and he stops. And of course, there's about a 10-15 minute bit of downtime where he feeds old Bessie, gets some hay, and gives old goat the old head pat, words of encouragement. Just a yak folk and his goat. And mind you, this is a goat. This is
Oh,
not your usual like pack animal.
I somehow didn't get that it was a goat.
Out there, excellent mountain climbers.
Not they are.
All right, well, just give me a couple minutes here, and and this is as he's like feeding old Betsy. We'll be good to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and unless there's anything anybody want to do in that brief downtime, they will continue
Sorry's just sitting and looking at the beautiful mountains.
and dreading if ever you fell off them. All right, so echo, 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 echo.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, he starts to head the other direction, and you said it started in the morning, so it is still morning time, so it's still a little chilly. Well, chillier than normal because you are in a frosty mountain. Um, but you definitely come to, after a good 2.5 hours of traveling. He's taking his time. He's not trying to speed through anything. He's being very aware of his environment. You often see him looking up and kind of watching the environment almost as if he's very aware that a rock slide can happen at any time. Um, and he'd even probably, I don't know, if anybody shoots the shit with him, he'd point out like certain like ice formations and be like, "Yep, that filler right there, that's gonna come down anytime." But luckily, it's not on our path. Like he's just kind of like pointing out locations where rock slide seems feasible, and most of them seem off the path. But there's one or two that seem like he points out like, "Yeah, that could be one, but I reckon unless anything disturbs the land and causes any kind of earthquakes, that we don't really have to worry about nothing like that." But with biggin that roams around, got to be mindful. And throughout this, he eventually comes to like a bend in the mountain, in the mountain, and he brings the wagon to a stop. And at this point, it's getting to be about noon-ish. Uh, and he points out, "All right, so coming through here, you want to be real careful, because up here there are some critters that, well, they ain't too friendly like. So just keep your eyes open, and we'll get through this. Usually I could just kind of speed through here and
What kind
kind
of
of not look
critters
back."
are you talking about?
I mean, I think we're all aware that Veldrin's right there. We can keep a good eye on him.
Well, there's a, let's see, what do we call them? We call them peak harpies.
Oh, no. Are they anything like the regular variety of harpy?
Yep, they just live in cold weather more than a normal mountain sometimes. This is,
Hmm.
I guess you might say, based on the extensive research that I've been able to do, that these are just more acclimated to blizzards. Nasty things, though. Almost never see them or hear them coming, and they often come in when there's a storm.
What do they look like?
Well, have you ever seen? Hmm. And it kind of looks like he has to think for a moment, like almost like nobody's ever really asked him how to, like, what to describe, like their physical descriptions. I'm trying to think of how would he describe it through his perspective. All right. Have you ever seen a woman with with wings and sharp claws, and like and instead of like feet, like normal feet, they have like bird talons, and and like, guess it kind of got like pointy ears a little bit, and then he points to like Sorry and Veldrin. They like kind of like pointy ears, kind of like them's, and they got like wings, but there's like white as snow, so they blend in perfectly with the environment. And yeah, like bird legs. They're really nasty
Behind
creatures.
him,
Right.
mostly because
I've
it's
seen
funny.
some creatures like that.
Miyavara has been slowly copying what he's saying, piece by piece behind him, like just out of view. Like, as demonstration for sorry.
Yeah, it kind of
He
like
gave
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
A
think I've
talent.
seen creatures like that before in the
Yeah.
Feywild.
Emissaries for the Fury, one might say.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I appreciate my lady's appreciation for them. Let's say I don't necessarily like having face-to-face conversations.
Yeah, no, if you hear some like singing on the wind, then they're probably real close. Try not to listen to them.
Well, how do you usually deal with them? Do you just like go real fast, or how do you get through this area and not have to? I mean, do you have to fight them as often as not?
Well, me, no, I just get the hell out of there. I'm real aware of my surroundings. Ain't caught
And
me
they don't
yet.
follow you? Oh, good. All right, then we're following you, mate.
That or they really don't like Bessie.
Well, that's a crime in its own.
Well, if a crime is keeping harpies from ripping us to shreds, then I'll gladly be a crimer.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's a crime for them to not like Bessie.
Oh, well,
That's what I'm saying.
if they don't, and that's what keeps them away, I'm happy to continue having old Bessie with us. Ain't that right, Bessie? And the goat just lets out a bleat.
It must be a pretty big goat pulling the cart.
Nope.
No,
It's a normal sized goat.
It's a very talented goat.
I guess so.
Bessie is special. Um, so he will continue forward around the bend, and the weather is good. And he mentioned that they kind of show up when there's more obscurity.
Right.
So that hazard is handled. Okay. So another, let's see. So from there to there. So another hour and a half or so goes by, and there's a little bit more haste to Marlin's pace, but it's not like it's full sprinting. It's not like he's running. It's just from a nice languid pace to almost like power walking maybe.
Yeah, let's get through this.
And eventually there is another bend around the old corner roo, and what appears to be a cave entrance. And it looks like there's a path that leads off to like the side, but there's like also an entrance to it. So it's kind of like a hole in the mountain and a path along like the wall. All right. So, looking here, and he stops for a minute and investigates both paths. This is the cave we want to take, but this is where you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for anything that may, come inside these caves here, because there are things that come and go. Critters do seek shelter. We are no strangers to, we're no different from the natural world in a sense. And what's really strange though is that wasn't there last time I was here. And then he motions to the path that's leading off to the side, and that's real awkward.
Well, you best not follow it then, eh?
Yeah, it works for me. And then he just starts heading right to the cave. Like you basically confirm it, and he does not question it in any way, shape, or form. You say That's if he says that's weird and you say let's not do it, he's not even gonna argue. All right then, we're gonna head this way unless y'all's want to figure out what that's about. But I am none too worried about. You know what keeps old Marlin alive is not being curious. That's the adventurer's life. That ain't mine.
Well, we'll follow your lead then, Marlon.
I think
Is
it
that?
leads around
Not
to the same place.
I have
Zed's
no.
curiosity is getting piqued.
I have no idea where that even goes. Like I said, it wasn't here
right
last time I was here, and that was only
or we
about.
made it.
And he looks up at the sky and looks at he like does this like licks his finger and holds it up to the air for a minute, and then looks at the sun and the sky and looks around. Let's see. Last time I've been through here was only about a week or so.
And this is like a cliff side.
It is a path as wide as the one before.
Okay, and it's just kind of like, but it's going around. It's like a sheer drop
Yes.
on one side, and then okay. As I guess as we're kind of moving, if we're moving into the cave, Zed's gonna send his raven familiar just out on like a horizontal sort of plane, um out just past the ridge line, um maybe like 60 feet, and then he's gonna blink into his raven's eyes just to get a different vantage of this path, see what this is all about if he can.
That is one convenient being to
I
journey
forget that I
with.
have it sometimes, but it works out.
Yep, it definitely looks like a path that continues forward and around the mountain.
Can I see the entirety of it, or is it? I mean, does it bend around the mountain out of my
It
sight line?
it's 60 feet. It bends. It's because this is
Okay.
like a winding. Like no, very few mountain paths are necessarily straight. So
Well, I was picturing
yeah.
like if the tunnel was, I don't know if you've seen mountains that have had like roads paved through them, so it's just
Mhm.
like a tunnel. I was kind of picturing that sort of thing for this cave that we're walking into. Is it not that where like we can't just see through to the other side?
Oh no.
Um, it's like a windy passage through this. Okay, so I'm getting a better perspective then.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely not a straight
Wait, the
shot.
cave is the main trail? This
Correct.
cave is a
yeah, so
part
it's
of it.
like
I didn't get
basically
it was a part of the trail,
the trail that we're on is leading to the entrance of this cave,
which
and
Marlin has
the
gone
other,
through many a time. Okay.
yeah, the other pathway that is new is a like, I guess, a path going around it. Um,
Right.
but
Right.
he's never seen that before, so that's weird to him.
Right.
Okay. Um, yeah, Zed, seeing that, and not seeing anything of note outside of it, just another way around. He'd probably have his raven come back, and he'd be following the rest of us.
Okay. All right. Was there anything anybody else wanted to do?
I think following Marlin's the best idea. Not, I mean, since we're not going on through we didn't go through the portal because the whole idea was just to get to Kronossus finally. So I don't think we need to go off on the trail either. I trust Marlin. We've just done this many a time.
All right. Oh, did my shit break? 1 sec.
Sorry if we wrecked your plans, boss.
Oh no, it's something not working. I might have to refresh. Damn it. That fix? Okay, there we go. Ooh, okay, it didn't break. Okay. So yeah, you guys make your way into the Cave Aroni. And let's see. So at this point, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's around let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's around like at this by the time you get to the cave, you get and this is as you're entering the cave and you're able to see while you're able to still see the sun, um, you get the feeling it's somewhere around like maybe 2, 3 p.m. The backtracking cost a little bit of time, and you did get started early in the morning. So as of when you enter the cave, it's about, let's say, 2:30. And yeah, you step into a pretty quiet and dark cave to which, you guys get in a good 10, 15 feet. You can still see the entrance behind you. There's still like light coming in through the tunnel. And Marlin brings old Bessie to a stop. All right. So, how many of y'all can't see underground?
Niavara
I can
holds up
see.
her lantern.
Don't you have dark vision, Niavara?
Yeah, of course. But clearly, and she gestures to Zedrin, there are humans amongst us who might appreciate it.
Yeah. Marlin,
I,
how long does this
that's
does
fucking
this
rude. I can see in the
go
dark.
for?
Sure. OOC, also sorry, the answer is yes. Niavara does have dark vision, but it's shitty dark vision. It's not real dark vision.
Okay, what makes it shitty as opposed to real?
Changelings don't actually have dark vision. She was just raised underground in the dark her whole life.
Oh, yes. Right, right, right.
And
Sometimes I
so,
just think she's a drow.
improvise, adapt, overcome. That's what she did.
Marlin, how long will we be underground? Like, how long does the trail take us underground?
Well, pending any kind of complications, it's kind of windy, but it'll be about 2 or 3 hours, I reckon.
Right. Okay. Great.
Yep, definitely nothing's gonna happen whatsoever
Oh, we
along
love
this
hearing
path.
that, mate.
Yep.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why
That's not what you want to
you the
say.
superstitious type or something?
I'm just saying, don't say it.
Don't say what now?
Never mind. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go, Bessie. And he kind of pats Bessie on the head and can continue forward. So, anybody in here can give me a perception check.
Hmm.
And since you have a lantern, right? You lit the lantern?
Yep.
All right. A normal perception check. Because the rule as it is, even if you have dark vision, it doesn't mean you can see everything in the dark. So typically, if you're in darkness and you have dark vision, it's just disadvantage on perception checks, but you have a light source, so you can see, so you get to do perception as normal.
It's kind of crazy. Like, that really, badly nerfs dark vision.
I mean, when you look in like I can see why, right? Like if you look into a night vision camera, you can kind of see stuff, but because you can't see the full details, like you can only see so far kind of thing. So
Like,
I
well,
get it.
I do get that from the perspective of viewing dark vision like night vision goggles, but like if it's like they're not a night vision goggle for the people that have it that are adapted for that set of eyes, right? Like if that's all they know, obviously they know how to see with their own eyes, right?
Yeah, so if you did, I think the thing is like if you didn't have dark vision, you just can't perceive at all. So you're just completely screwed. Whereas dark vision bumps it up so you can see, but in limited, qualities. But it only really affects perception checks specifically, and I'm okay with that because otherwise it's just like, well, you have dark vision, you never have to worry about darkness ever. It's like, I can see some. There need to be something for it.
Right.
But let's see, we got 23 and a 25. So Beldrin and Diavara, you both can't help but get this like you're looking, you're watching the cave walls, the lights bouncing across, off the ground, and light reflecting and what have you, illumination. And this cave, I guess I could describe the cave, not there's much to it, but this cave is easily about 20 feet wide. But it does bend. It is a natural cave formation. It doesn't look like it was hewn stone. It didn't look like it was man-made in any way. It just kind of looks like just a natural cave. The rock is uneven in some parts, like dusty. Like it seems pretty natural. But with your high perception checks, there are places in the rocks that do seem like people have come through here before. Like you would see like markings here and there, like, Bill was here, or somebody having chosen to draw um phallic shapes into the wall, but hiding it in a way that makes it look like an arrow pointing forward kind of situation. Just typical bored traveler engravings on a path. Just to indicate that other people have been through here before. However, with your perceptions, for but a brief moment in this darkness, there was something that was moving in the shadows.
Uh-oh.
You saw what looked like a pair of eyes, but it was very brief, and it's kind of like the eyes were open when you saw them, and then they close when you look in the direction, and it kind of sounded like something skittering along the walls. But whatever it is, it's staying out of your light. Definitely sticking to shadows and scurrying away when light gets near.
Do you see that, Val?
What what do you think it could
Is
be?
Beldrin?
You know, I'm not positive, but I don't necessarily like it. Hey, Marlin, are there any subterranean species that live here?
Oh, there's all sorts of critters that come and go in these caves.
Oh, mm, aren't even
What
fast as the thing?
do they
That's
skitter?
Yep, I've seen some lizards. I've seen some
And
big
even
lizards. I've seen some small lizards, which does
you see,
seem kind of odd if it's this cold.
not necessarily. There could be some sort of geothermal thing to it that they're warming themselves up on.
Ooh, are you saying there's a hot tub in here?
Wouldn't it be
Ooh,
nice? No.
or a hot spring or something? That man, I could go for a hot spring. Oh man.
No.
But could there possibly be a hot spring in here?
Mm, you know this place. I don't.
I mean, I know the main pass, but if there's a hot spring somewhere, a whole Marlin might want to know. I
I
mean,
don't know.
think about it. Like, if these caves are, somebody, if these caves actually were completely safe or something, you could have, I know, Marlin could have like a side area. I could set up like a side business, Marlin's Hot Springs.
There you go.
Wait a second. I'm gonna pause. You said if these caves were completely safe.
Oh yeah.
If is carrying so much of that sentence.
A
It's
lot of
Atlas
weight.
of the sentence. Um, what do you mean if? Are they
Well,
not?
well, I mean, I already told you about them peak harpies. They could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
anywhere up
yeah.
here.
But they're outside normally. They're not normally indoors. You can't really fly inside, after all.
I
I
mean,
have seen it. It is funny.
they got legs. They can walk.
Yeah, but like I'll reframe it like this: if you like suddenly went into an area where you just have to crawl the entire time, that'd be kind of a stupid place for you to hunt, wouldn't it be?
Unless it's a hot spring.
Unless it's a hot spring, which I guess, but like still, they'd still be like massively handicapped.
What
Because
if,
again, they've lost like most of their motion.
so what you're saying is that there might be like a nest somewhere?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe they're using the hot spring as their nesting location.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we don't have a group of adventurers to clear them out for an aspiring businessman.
It's a good thing that we're in here and they're out there in Zwink Scoob. Where'd he go?
Yep.
Okay, but hypothetically speaking, if you saw, I don't know, something skittering on the walls, what would you think it is? If like here,
Probably a lizard.
what if it's really big?
Probably a big lizard.
Was it big?
Hmm. Let's say my
Oh,
my drow senses are tingling. My spider senses, if you will.
what did you see?
I don't know. I saw kind of a nasty shadow.
We
And
saw
you think it was
eyes and the
big?
form, and we heard skittering on the wall.
Was it a
Was it a
big
spider?
form?
It's hard to tell with how dark it was.
Right.
Probably
Well,
not a spider, though, unfortunately.
Starry slow pulls her long sword out of her sheath and proceeds forward, ready with her sword.
So Marlin would hear that and see that. Something wrong. Seeing something.
Yes.
Oh. Well, shit.
Yeah, well, shit. What do you think I was asking the questions for, Mr. Marlin?
I don't know. I thought you were just bringing up light conversation. Y'all's pretty quiet this whole time.
You're a kind man, Mr. Marlin. No. When the drow start talking, it's usually because we see something.
Oh. Well, giddy up, Bessie.
Haha.
There's a little more pep to Bessie's step.
Exactly.
All right. So, Niavara, you are holding lantern, correct?
Yes, lantern one hand, knife the other.
Okay.
The classic setup.
So yeah, you guys are continuing through the cave. You know what in actuality is about 10, 15 minutes of walking is it now feels like an hour of walking just on account of the peaked um not really anxiety, but the peaked interest, the tension has risen. Some people might be more on edge than others. Gumdra's still napping happily. Um, and Niavara, you can give me a athletics check as a very
Uh-oh.
strong cold breeze just whooshes through, almost like a crack in the wall, and there's just a really strong gust of just cold air.
I swear to God, if I lose my special lantern, the one that the traveler gave me as a child, I will be so mad.
She grips that shit like it was meant for her.
Yep. And it is a very chilling and very just out of nowhere gust of wind. And you kind of like shield it and like I guess the question is how do you shield it? Do you like jump on it like a grenade about to go off? Do you tuck it away
Like
super
her
fast?
lantern?
Yeah.
So her jacket, it has like the nice sleeves along with her dress. They have like the really long sleeves. She normally keeps them bound up for the purpose of, not catching on shit all the time. But she'll put it around so that she's covering up the side of the lantern with the fabric of her coat sleeves, and her actual sleeve. And then by that point, she's turned around to guard it with her other hand, basically.
Okay, so kind of like obscuring the light, try and keep it from
Yeah,
going out.
with her own body.
All
Just for
right.
a second.
Well, the wind the gust does continue for definitely longer than a second. But I
Fun.
imagine you're just kind of keeping it safe from being blown away or blown out.
Yeah.
All right. So what's everybody else doing as there's a sudden just gust of wind? It's not enough to like send you anywhere. It's not like windstorm heavy, but it is noticeable and it is enough to be seem very much out of nowhere.
Well, Starry's got the hairs on the back of her neck standing up, and she's just got her sword out, and she's just kind of taking a step at a time, looking forward, looking backward, side to side, slowly just kind of doing a little dance as she moves around, just with her senses wide open for anything.
All right. What's Kozik, Veldrin, and Zed doing?
Yeah, Kozik is gonna use maybe some stone cunning, some tremor sense to reach out and like touch the wall and see if maybe he can feel things running around in the walls.
All right. Link me your tremor sense. Go 60 feet for 10 minutes. Okay. 60 feet of you. Okay. So within 60 feet. Ooh, fun echo. Um, within 60 feet of Kozik, there is. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. You can detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations. Okay. So it doesn't tell you like what size of anything. It just says you know where the vibrations are coming from, provided that the monster and the source of the vibrations are in contact with the same ground or substance. Okay, so within 60 feet, you would detect and pinpoint 1, 2, 3, 6 different blips on your little like sonar bleep, almost like the Aliens movie. It's like you there's pings every so often, just like boom.
And I assume that they're like out of reach, right? They're out of like easy, you know.
Oh yeah.
All right, but I definitely call out that, yeah, I'm sensing up to maybe about 6 different, I don't know, things that are close by.
And they are getting nearer as the light has been somewhat snuffed.
Yeah, that's a
Given
concern.
so the lantern went out.
No, I'm just covering it slightly with my body.
Okay, so we have light still,
Kinda.
kind
So
of.
basically, she's covering it, so you know, it's not.
It's minimal.
Yes.
It's not. It hasn't been blown out. Okay. With that being said, then Zed has not. Zed hasn't pulled out any weapons or anything like that. But he will take out his. Will unsheath the moon-touched short sword, which gives us 15 and 15. So it's not as much
Untouched.
light, but it's also magical, so it cannot be blown out with wind.
Ooh,
So
magic
we at least
bubble.
have that. There's probably this sort of bluish glow emanating from all of us now. Um, and
5.
so Kozik has a sense of these things, but currently, does anyone have eyes on them, or is it just sensing their presence?
Nobody's
Anything.
seen them.
Okay.
This is just Kozik sensing it. So. Yep. Yep.
I question: does I have dark vision because of a special circumstance? Um, my familiar doesn't benefit from my dark vision. It would have to have dark vision
Yep.
itself. Do you know if it does? Because I don't have the stat block.
It.
I
So
don't think it does.
yeah. So it doesn't benefit from you having it. You benefit from it having it.
Yeah, I just forget if it has it. I guess I was
But
wondering, do
Raven, I
you
don't
know?
think so.
I didn't think so either. Okay.
Raven did not.
All right.
Did we not
Yeah,
make
so Zed's got his short sword out so that we have some light that won't get snuffed out by whatever this
Yeah, no.
rush of wind is.
And
And
what's
yeah, are we still moving forward, or Zed will kind of like whisper, like, "I what? So what are we doing?"
And she's like, still got herself wrapped around her thing. clearly something's attacking us, but Christ, if I can't see it, I'm willing to bet you that this is those harpies that they're talking about. Veldrin, could you cast like daylight or something?
Like, Marlon, if it comes to it, you mentioned you always just run, and they like you get away. Is that the plan here? Are we about to just run? 'Cause we all got to stay together.
I
I don't want
mean,
someone just bolting off.
how fast
Bessie's
can you
probably really
run?
fast.
Yep, Bessie's the
Well,
fastest.
that's why I'm asking first before someone just starts running.
Well, how fast can you run?
Probably faster than everyone here. No offense.
Thanks. Neophar will
I
remember that.
I do have daylight. I do have daylight prepared.
Cast it so that we can see these stupid bitches.
Is that something that follows you around? How
No,
does that work?
but I think we're just gonna like sit and fight.
Oh.
Because I
Well,
don't.
I do also have continual flame, and I can just it makes a light forever.
To do that.
That'll
Can't be
work
snuffed
too.
out. Because
But
so Marlon was saying that we got like a couple of hours of traveling here. And if
Yeah,
we illuminate just this portion, we still got to go through the darkness, you know?
what I'm saying, Zedrin, and she holds up her knife, is that we kill a couple of them now, and we worry about the rest later. They're
He
clearly
kind of,
right here.
he's got his hands, like he's got his short sword is in his hand, but it's backwards. And he kind of like one hand just palm forward. As you pull your dagger up, he just kind of leans back. He's like nodding. I got it. Yeah, yeah.
um, the one thing to the continual flame is I need a ruby. Well, ruby dust. But does anyone have a ruby?
I don't. So Zed's just patting his pockets.
Okay, then we will use a different spell.
Now, this is OOC just because it's funny in my head, but Gumdra's asleep, and when a player's not here, you're not going to try and, play their
Rob
character
them.
for him or anything. Yeah. But Gumdra has the light cantrip and has just been like licking stones. So I was just picturing like while she's asleep, we just walk in and like put a stone in her mouth and it just starts glowing. But
So, is there a spot that I should place this on the map? Or are we just theater of the mind?
map. Do we have tokens? Should I see anything?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for what y'all's doing. This is the in preparation.
Because Vildren's gonna cast daylight. And it does 60 feet of bright light and an additional 60 feet of dim light.
Okay. So, funny enough, the drow of all people casting daylight.
He's cast it before.
Oh my god, this my chair. All right. So suddenly the tunnel immediately illuminates, and those of you who are kind of getting acclimated to the underground are just flashbanged pretty much. Like somebody just opened the browser not in dark mode when you've been like in dark mode for like a week. Um, and as the light illuminates, you would spot immediately 6 what look like blue-skinned like lizards that are just hanging on the wall. But the second, and they look like they were encroaching, but the second you illuminate the daylight spell, they immediately just retreat. Like they do not like the light, and it is very apparent. Like they were closing in, but once the light was quote unquote snuffed out, I mean they don't know, but yeah, now that there's daylight, they just immediately retreat and skitter away into like the walls. And these things were easily the size of. They were huge creatures. So they skitter off and like out of the light
They
and
rumble
just.
away.
Oh no, they are deadly silent. Like them running is
Yeah,
they like
oddly silent for how
yeah.
big they are.
And
They're very
I
dangerous.
thought maybe they were like rat-like creatures or something like that.
I was picturing something tiny too. Yeah, just gonna throw a dagger at one; it just bounces off. Zed's gonna sheath his sword since that's uh a bit redundant now. Oh man, anything. And then I guess look around. Are we in a cavern or is it a more of like a tunnel?
this
Now
is
that
a
we can
tunnel.
see.
So this is a tunnel, but further ahead due to how much range, because it's 60 and then 60, right?
Yeah, I
Lights.
think so.
Oh, daylight.
How big
Daylight.
are they?
They are
They were
huge.
huge creatures.
Oh, they're huge. Okay.
Let's see. So
Ari's gonna
daylight.
pull her battle axe out.
Uh,
They skittered away though because it's the light. They're apparently afraid
It's
of the light
skitters
or
and it's
at
huge.
first.
That's just an oxymoron almost.
Yeah,
No, it
that's what
means that
Thing that skitters.
it's a predator.
it's.
Is there
Skittering
any
is
way that I could do like a nature check or something to see if I recognize such an underground beast?
sure. Yeah. So 60 bright, 60 dim. Okay. Yeah. So as you're doing that, somewhere in the dim light, it looks like the walkway you're in opens up a little bit more, but you can't really see outside because the light, only can bounce so far. A 15.
Nice.
You would recognize this creature type as a giant subterranean lizard. They have been known, in various locations in the Underdark and various locations in the mountains that, they can be a bit of a nuisance. One of them, a single one can be a problem for like a caravan that, the dwarves would send through from town to town, but a whole last group of them, now that's a problem. One of them can easily dispatch like a caravan of royal guards of the Deep Shaft clan. So just imagine what 6 of them can do working in coordination. However, something that does seem a little odd is, while yes, they are creatures that exist in the Underdark, um, they're typically not that skittish of light per se. So the fact that they're deathly panicked or retreating due to daylight seems a little odd.
Just checking, but did you say there were 6 of them?
Yep, because Kozik detected 6 with tremor sense,
Oh,
and you guys saw at least 4, probably like 3 or 4 of them.
yowzer. Sorry quietly puts her sword away and pulls out her battle axe.
Zed's like sheathing his sword, and
Where's my beverage?
looking around as it's super bright in here, and they've all just run off. Well, definitely still got a bit of a ways to go, but doesn't seem like anything's really going to mess with us in here with all the light on. You all want to have some lunch?
I'd rather we just kept going and had
All right.
lunch on the other side of the tunnel because these fellas are just waiting for an opportunity and I don't feel like giving them one.
I'm feeling a bit peckish myself, but I guess we should keep moving.
I was thinking we got that coin. We could just get a nice little spread going, but it's up to you all.
Well, could we eat on while we're walking then? Because I think we
I
should get out of here if we want a
well,
chance
I
of
agree. I agree.
not having
I'm
to
just saying
fight
we
or
got
something.
sitting in daylight here inside this beautiful cavernous tunnel.
We're as safe as we're
I
going to be.
I
How
feel
The
like
long does
light's
yeah,
that
good
we're
for an
daylight
hour.
last? An hour, okay. Will it follow you,
No,
Veldrin? Is it going to follow you?
no,
Or it just stays where you put it?
yes.
Ah, that's too bad.
so if we keep walking, then I'd almost say we should get like back on our guard because we're gonna walk out with
Right.
this light
Into the dark.
eventually. But if you
Did you
said we got an hour of it,
did you want daylight to be
uh,
on something? Because it says in the spell description, alternatively, you can
mm,
cast a spell on an object that isn't being worn or carried, causing the sunlight to fill a 60-foot emanation originating from that object. Covering that object with
Ooh,
something opaque, such as a bowl or helm, blocks the sunlight. If any of the spell's area overlaps with an area of darkness, as in the spell, created by a spell of level 3 or lower, that other spell is dispelled.
It says isn't being worn or carried.
Which there's
yeah,
plenty of items.
you could put it on the cart. You can make the cart glow.
ooh, make the card glow. Make Gumdra glow.
But I think it has to be
Gumdra
an
asleep,
object.
glowing.
It had to be an object that isn't worn or carried. And so I think the only thing
The cart?
in that regard,
I
like
love
we
it.
have a cart, it's being pulled, it's not being worn or carried. It's a
I
stationary
love
object.
it.
It just has wheels.
Well, I
That's
mean,
great.
there's also like you recall Marlin did bring supplies and stuff too. So there's bags and like a couple
True.
barrels
There's
in the back.
things in the cart. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, but let's make the whole cart glow. That's perfect. And then it can go with us. If the cart's going to be glowing and it can go with us, I say we take advantage of the light and keep moving if we can take the light with us.
That's actually probably best thing.
Gotta have the creakiest chair.
But that's up to you guys. I didn't realize it could be cast on an object. I just thought it was like a placed location.
No, but that was brilliant, Zed, to put it on the cart. That's brilliant.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's keep moving, and as long as they don't like it, I don't mind. We step up our pace.
And Zed's gonna nudge Kozik. Oh, you feeling peckish, mate? But that food's gonna taste even better once we get out of this cave, right?
It's quite a chill breeze that we're feeling, so yeah, let's keep going and keep those damned lizards at bay.
Children, how many will you be able to cast it again when this one wears out?
Um,
As long as he has spell
Or
slots,
is
because
it?
it's already prepared.
It's a spell slot. Okay, it's not one of those ones that you can't use again till the dawn or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's a spell.
Awesome.
I just wanted to make sure I had the spell slots before I answered.
Yeah, I think we're all good, right? Because we just had that good long sleep.
Oh, yeah, let's clear that out. Oop. Okay.
Well, let's go, eh?
All right. So continuing forward, the predators being kept held at bay by the light. You continue forward, which doesn't not really that much further ahead until the more narrow cave walkway that you're in definitely opens up into a larger cavern. And this is kind of where Marlin brings a cart to a stop. All right, all right. And he claps his hands together and runs his fingers through his hair or through his mane. All right. So we gotta get through here without getting ambushed by anything, like whatever the heck them things was.
It's a good plan, mate.
Yep, it's the best plan. Now,
It's the best.
if only we didn't stick out like a sore thumb in a pinky contest. as
With a
it
nice
is.
bright ball of sun.
Yeah. Here's hoping nothing else. Here's hoping there's nothing, not scared a lot.
Right.
All right, Bessie, let's go. And then the cart kicks up again, and the cart, makes a transition from like a more narrow cave into just almost open air cavern. Um, but in certain spots, you might see like a very, very faint hint of like sunlight peeking through the rocks. But, as you get deeper and deeper in, those small cracks, start to dissipate and disappear as if you're just getting deeper into the cave and further away from like the actual entrance. So y'all can give me another perception check while you are in a much more open cavern. And there doesn't appear to be like a road. It doesn't really seem like a it seems like there is kind of a beaten path, but it's not like heavily traversed either. Man, look at stuffy.
Look at all those 19s and 20 somethings.
The lantern.
Nice.
It's helping us.
Yeah, those are some good rolls.
All right, and the minimum roll is a 19, so you'd all be able to simultaneously, except for Zed apparently. Um,
What's that about having dark vision? Looks like I'm right in
It's
the
not
end
fucking
after
dark.
all.
It's bright as shit in here.
yeah, the human got flashbang. It's kind of funny where it's like all the characters that have dark vision are not blinded by the flashbang, but the one person who typically needs light is the one that got flashbang.
My eyes take longer to adjust, all right?
Oh, sure, Zed.
No, that sounds great. That's all right.
And your ears. Brody.
So, all simultaneously, people who rolled, I guess technically above a 10, would all see that they're off the path, a good ways out, but off a path. Um, you could see what kind of looks like a little bit of like animated light in the distance. You're not really sure what. It's pretty far off, but there's like animation and light like reflecting off of surfaces. Um, I mean, you guys got pretty decent. Probably just like some like uh bioluminescent like flying bugs, like little fireflies or something. But they seem to be localized in an area around what look like some old ruins. You can see like dilapidated buildings, maybe like some pillars that have collapsed, potentially even like a statue that you can maybe make out has probably fallen over or like uh, become like eroded away, fallen apart, basically disrepair. But that's a good ways off in the distance. Nothing that you really need to concern yourself with because it's way over there, and you get adventures. You stay on the path all the time. But it's off in the distance. And Zed doesn't notice that, but pretty much everybody else does. So whether that's some ancient ruin or just some random person's homestead that or a shrine or something, you have no idea. But it's over there, none of your concern.
None of our concern, and yet we can see it.
Yeah, not everything you see you have to go over to.
Yeah, but it's kind of like when you're watching a TV show and it's like some random thing is in there and you know it's going to have a purpose later. Otherwise, why the hell is it in the show? So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting.
Could be just completely random and have no value
Okay.
whatsoever.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Yep. Hey, like I said, the world exists. There are things in the world that do exist. Does it have to have meaning and value at all times? No,
No.
it could just be environmental storytelling.
More things inherent hell.
So we're in a cavern right now. Is that it?
Yep.
But it's so spacious that we can see far away there's somebody's dwelling or some sort of structure.
Yep. But you can only really see it
Exactly.
on account
I don't
of
know.
there being like, but bioluminescent creatures that are meandering in that vicinity. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't notice it.
Hey, Mr. Thatcher, do you think you'd be able to and I kind of point out, what we're seeing because maybe Zed didn't actually perceive
Well,
this thing, but do you see over there? There's something. Do you think maybe you could send your crow friend over there, or
he's kind of like leaning like down. He's got a hand on Kozik's shoulder. What are you looking? Oh, over there. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. And as he says that, his raven will fly off his shoulder, and he'll blink a couple times, and you just kind of see like his eyes look like the cosmos. As Raven's gonna fly up a bit, maybe 20 or 30 feet, and then the rest of what would be 100.
maybe it's not able to see? I don't know.
It doesn't have dark vision, but if there is some sort of light source over there, it could get closer to potentially pick something out.
Oh, right, the bioluminescent kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be very aware it is well beyond the 120 feet.
So yeah, if I'm at that 100-foot mark, well, so our light extends 120 feet.
Correct. Your direct communication is 100. The light, well, the light
Yeah,
goes
the light's even
60
past that.
and then 60
Yeah,
dim.
60 dim. Yeah. And it's Could I roll a perception to see if I could gauge how far away it is past that?
Well, we wouldn't see it if it were past that, would we? Because it has to be within the 60
Well,
feet of dim, right?
so you guys can see it from here because there's some sort of light source wherever the ruins are or this
Oh, I
structure.
see.
But
I
it's not
see. Okay.
our light source. It's past our. So I'm just asking though, would I
Gotcha.
be able to
Gotcha.
try and gauge how far away it is?
Very far.
Okay.
Very.
He's gonna recall his raven, and then as it's flying back, he's gonna like kind of blink back out. Oh, that's really fucking far away. And he's gonna turn over his shoulder to Marlin. Hey, Marlin, this is quite a big expanse. Which way are we going in here?
Along this, he was like kind of sounded like he was about to say road, but then he catches himself. It's the pat road walkway path
Is he
this way.
gesturing in the direction of what everyone else is perceiving, or is that off in another direction?
That is way off the path. He's going
Okay.
straight. This is way off the
Oh.
path.
Okay. So Zed's gonna, with that being said, with that information, Zed is going to mention, I that's really far away. I couldn't even get a gauge on how far away it is. This is a big ass cavern.
Many
That's
caverns
right. Yeah,
are.
maybe we should just keep going, or yeah, I don't know. Maybe not all mysteries are meant to be solved.
I'm all for that. Let's keep going.
On the one hand, I will say we should at least be grateful that it's not like a cavern that's called colloquially like the devil's butthole. Like, this is a nice big cavern. It's not like, we're looking at it like we're a bunch of people that are like, I have a father, I have a wife and children. I must
We
die in this
haven't
cave.
we
It's
haven't
not.
asked anyone what the name of this cave is. It could be the Devil's Butthole.
Hey Marlin, I just want to say for the record, if the cave is called the Devil's Butthole, do not tell us. Lie to us. Make up a name, please.
All right then.
What's the
And
cave called?
have you ever been over there? And he's gonna gesture because Marlin's been through here a bunch, but he's gonna gesture over off in the distance where everyone's attention kind of
Nope.
is
I
drawn.
stay on the path because that's my job. Unless people want to go exploring elsewhere, I mean, I can sit here and wait, but my job is to keep us on the path. So I'm on the path.
Well, I think we should probably just keep going then.
Well, that's up to y'all's. I'm getting paid daily.
Yeah, right.
Let's trudge ahead.
It starts kind of like scratching his chin.
There we are. I had to find
It's
a.
funny.
What's up?
Marlin's like, we get to a rock slide. We find out when we get to Kronossus that all of these hiccups have been Marlin's doing just so he gets paid more, so the trip takes longer. Oh no, there's a rock slide on the fast pass, so we gotta take this the slow route.
So to give an equivalent distance, because I was trying to Google like an object of relative like length to really kind of feed in the size. Basically the length and a half of a football field.
Is this cavern?
Is from where you are to the point of interest.
Oh, okay. Okay. That is very far away. Just doing quick math, that's like 15 turns of movement.
Depending on your method of travel.
True.
All right. So continuing forward or investigating thing that's very far away.
I will say if someone really wants to go over there, I
I
mean,
say let's move forward. We still can.
yeah, Zed'll go with whomever, but I think we're probably best to keep moving.
I mean, like, I'm happy to do it. You know me. You could throw me in
Mhm.
basically any situation. I have jumped down into a latrine. I will, in fact, sacrifice myself to the weird hag house over there. Now that I'm staying at a weird hag house down in this cavern does sound like an interesting place to go. But I have a feeling I'm outvoted.
All right, so let's figure out who's doing what. So Kozik, you want to go forward or
I'll go to the
continue?
hag house.
Keep going.
Okay, so we got one for continuing, one for Hag House. What's Sorry want to do?
Wait, we're talking splitting up already?
No, we're
No.
saying, what should we do?
It'd be one thing if it was just a hag house and we were going to go check it out. But it isn't just a hag house to go check out. There's a whole bunch of lizard people running around too. I'd vote for the hag house if we didn't also have the lizard deals to worry about.
Well, what if the
But we
lizards live
do.
there and they're
So let's
having
get
tea
out
in
of
there
here.
with the hag house? What then?
A
Didn't
tea
Kozak
party with the lizard folk at the hag house, you say?
that sounds like a shit ton of fun, actually.
Party with the lizard folk.
A tea
Didn't
party at the hag house with the lizard folks sounds like a drag show.
So does that mean Veldrin's in?
I suppose so.
Okay, so we got one no, one yes. Well, so what was Sorry's official vote?
we have two yeses? Niavara and Veldrin.
Okay, so that's two yes, one no.
Well, I just know that I don't want to split us up. So if everybody is set on going there, I'm going to go with you. But I don't think it's a good idea with those lizard folk around to
So
get
that
off
leaves you,
the path.
Zedrin. You're the deciding factor. If you say no, sorry, we'll choose you. If you say yes, we have the majority.
Well, he kind of like straightens his coat a little bit. You know, I am always making the right, just decision that is the safest and
Is
Oh,
that right?
smartest.
uh-huh.
So,
Constantly.
fuck it, let's go see what it is.
Alright, party at the hag
Back.
house.
Barack.
He's gonna put his arm around Kozak. He's like, "All right, mate, we're gonna get to that food at some point. I promise."
There might be food in there. Did you think?
See, well, you never know. We might find some sort of enchanted feast. Not for the first time.
Not for
Well, we
the
got a
first
plan
time?
for those lizard folk.
Yeah, it's called We Kill Them with Our Knives. And she can spins her knife in her hand like, wow,
Yeah,
they're literally just little pests.
Zed's got his wrist kind of like bent over, resting on the hilt of his rapier. Like, yeah, I got something for him. I'm not worried.
Yep. I also got something
He-
for him as Marlin starts to move to a sizable crack in the wall.
Barricading himself in behind the cart.
Come on, Bessie. Looks like we might get another day of pay.
The overzealous
So-
adventurers.
You're just gonna hide there while we go over there, are you?
Well, it wouldn't be smart for me to be sticking out here like a sore thumb in a
No,
middle
but you're
finger
not coming with
contest.
us. You're not gonna come with us.
Uh, don't think that was in the job description.
If we have to get in a
All right.
fight, it's probably not good to get our guide killed. So
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that. And he gives Zed the finger
I
guns.
go you. I go you. He nods back to Marlin.
I mean, what would happen to y'alls if your guide were to get mortally wounded? Then you'd get lost in
Right.
the snow and mountains forever.
Gumdra,
We
Gumdra,
would.
is that you in Marlin's clothes?
I wish.
We gotta have someone. We gotta have someone watching out for the sleepy ones as well. With that sort of uh in play, that the cart is going to be staying back, Zed will pull his short sword back out. He's not holding it. He's not like wielding it, as if he's going to attack. He's just kind of holding it down at his side just for a light source, and it's in his offhand. So he's just kind of just has a sword out for light. Once we finally get past our daylight spell.
Well,
I
I've
can
got my
keep
axe
cart.
out.
I can keep cart safe. Little one
Hey,
from
you
your
want to?
shoulder.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
Uh-huh.
little one.
Yeah,
You
you
take
want to help
good care of it,
Marlin?
little one. You make
Zed's gonna
sure
reach
that
into his pocket. He's gonna pull out a coin. And he's gonna flick up a coin to little one. Like, I okay, and he'll nod. Just there's like an obvious look of kind of proud dad moment, a little bit, like just an impressed. Zed doesn't really know what to say. Um, and he'll kind of like nudge his shoulder a little bit, the one that little one's on. It's like, all right, yeah, you keep them all safe. We'll be back soon.
Yep, I'm expert in poison now.
yeah. Good job.
So if he flies over to the cart, Zed's gonna kind of look around at the rest of the group. Like, they grow up so fast.
I know. I only started learning poison at 5. He's not even gotten knife skills yet. And of course, this she's saying like teasingly as she's doing another little twirl between her fingers. But okay. Hack House. Cold Cavern. Let's go.
I have knife
Maybe
skills.
it's haunted.
I can do that.
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh. I watch you guys stab things all the time. I'm professional
I'm
now.
so proud of you.
And poison.
And poison. Can't forget the poison. Have you learned the art of surprise?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then he gestures his
make-
head. He looks surprised.
He does look surprised. I imagine that your dad would be very surprised if you did a really good job poisoning someone. But no, you have to hide before you can sneak up on someone so that you use your knife skills and poison.
Speaking of, you also got to have a knife. Zed's gonna pull one of his daggers out. It's just kind of very slowly as he's looking at little one, and he's gonna flip it up and catch the blade, so that the hilt is and the handle is like extended out, and then he's gonna reach it out to little one. You can hold that, can't you?
Yep.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you're making me cry.
We're
a
teaching
moment.
him crime.
But
In his hands, it kind of looks like probably like a long sword.
He's got a sword. Yeah.
As touching as this is to see the passing of a knife from father to son, even though it should go to a daughter. Zedrin, and she'll actually, like, hold one hand straight up, gesture it with her other hand, and then have from her fingers, like, a fake set of claws grow out. What are these called? Yes, these are clearly not dagger-like in any fashion at all. These are like toothpicks. I'm pretty sure little one has knives. They're just, on his hand. The best way for a knife to be. You can't, disarm him.
Zed nods, but this is more of like a gesture than anything
Yeah,
else.
the gesture is touching. It's his first sword.
Nobody
I will
gets past
remove-
me.
I will remove one of my daggers from my inventory.
Nobody gets past you. Good job. Keep everyone safe. They will not survive without you, especially Temporalis.
So little one flies and lands on the cart and puffs out his chest and does a salute.
Zed's gonna nod and mimic the salute. And then he's going to. No, he's not. Never mind. I was gonna do something and I thought about it. This is character development for little one. I'm gonna let him do his thing.
All right. So, y'all's finna head to mysterious ruins off in the distance.
Yep.
Wunderbar.
Whoopee!
Light source? Question mark.
Zed's got his sword out. It's just holding it to his side, his offhand. The moonlit sword. So that's 15-15. Otherwise, up to you guys.
If we need more light, I can light a torch, but I'm fine.
Yeah, isn't a torch like 20, 20, 30? I always forget.
30 feet?
Torch. Let's see, a torch. Yeah, that's right. It's 20. It's 20 and 20.
Hmm.
Because I think the lantern is 30 and 30. Hooded lantern. Yeah, 30 and
Well, I
30.
think we
Okay.
should have as much light as we can to chase those things away.
So basically, your light sources from smallest to largest is the moonlit short sword, which is magical at 15 feet light, 15 dim. And then next up would be a torch, which is 20 feet, 20 and 20. And then the lantern, which is 30 and 30. So,
But it seems we should light all of them so we can see keep things at bay and see what's happening.
okie dokie. So, pretty much, there isn't really much light in here, except for your sources. Pretty dark. And as you step off the somewhat beaten path, and mind you, the path is it's pretty much just like stone. But as you step off the beaten path, the terrain is still mountainous. It's still cavernous. There's still stone beneath your feet, but it's also a little craggy. It's not really difficult terrain, but it's noticeably uneven. Um, definitely would wreak havoc on wagon wheels. So the decision to have it stay back was probably a wise one. Um, like it, yeah, it's pretty like craggy and what have you. There are parts of it that's a little bit smoother than others, but yeah, wagon wheels would not be doing well for very long. And you start making your way over, to which y'all can give me some perception checks as you're essentially having to walk the length of a football field and a half. And as you are making perceptions, um, there are like boulders and whatnot that kind of sort of obscure vision, just natural rock formations, um, stalactite, no, stalagmites. You wouldn't be able to see the stalactites really, they're too far. But definitely like stalagmites, boulders, rocks scattered everywhere. As you're walking through the cave and the lights shining on things, you see like insects just skittering away and bats being disturbed. Just usual cave life. Um, so let's see, we got a 23, a nat 20, and a 21. Now you would be able to uh distribute an inspiration.
Needs an inspiration.
Veldrin
No,
can
but
take
evil.
one.
All right,
What's
Vel,
up
it's
with my
yours.
perception check?
Rolling it, it's just taking a little while.
There it is.
The mighty have fallen. She got too distracted by encouraging crime.
So you guys with your high rolls would be that's enough. You would notice that there are throughout this path moving in this direction. Um, you would notice that there are kind of like dug, maybe hollowed. Hollowed's probably more apt, but like hollowed into some of these like boulders look like pretty sizable holes. Holes maybe big enough for small creatures to pretty safely get into and out of. And as you're traversing, you're not to these ruins yet, but as you're traversing through here, you would definitely see signs of other creatures being here. Um, and more so than just cave creatures. You'd see like torn cloth here and there. You would see like maybe some like bones of some cave dwelling creatures here and there. And they look like animal bones. Um, and eventually with, well, I'd say before, because sorry, I got a nat 20. Um, you would definitely see in the dirt. This particularly sorry as you guys are making your way through. You notice that there are a lot of holes in these boulders, and there does seem to be like maybe somebody's living here. And sorry, with your perception, you would spot what looks like a tiny little, well, I mean, you got nat 20. You would spot like a kobold peeking around a boulder, and as you guys approach, they
Oh,
skitter into like the rocks. You can, because you see it, so before it dips away or anything, you can give me an insight check.
okay. Sorry, gotta open that back up. That was not very insightful.
Sorry, you have no idea.
I have no idea what they are.
Well, just no idea what the insight's giving you.
Oh,
I described it's a kobold. Um, But with a 21 from Niavara, they're trying to stay away from you guys. Kind of like you roamed into somebody's village and everybody's hiding.
Hmm?
I mean, you rolled an insight.
Oh, that's true. Now, it's more of a now why are they hiding though? Is it just that they're scared of us? Like, is that the vibe, or do they just not like outsiders? Like, there's a difference between I'm going away because you're a weirdo, and I'm going away because I'm not sure about your intentions here.
They have no idea what your intentions are.
Aha. Very strange.
Well, we've got big lizard creatures. We've got kobold.
And
That's all
the
right. Lovely place.
harpies, yeah.
Harpies, right?
Very interesting little underground place.
Quite different than the last one.
Yeah,
These mountains are amazing, though, really, when you think about. I mean, has every cave got some different civilization or something? My God.
I mean that's usually the case with, underground things. You'd be really fascinated to know how different it could be from one place to another.
Ooh,
Right?
actually,
But it's
something
just
else
a
I
day's walk.
almost
What?
forgot. So, also, sorry, with your natural 20, you could swear that maybe very faintly due to distance, but it kind of feels like the ground has rumbled a couple of times. And there's just from your nat 20, it's not from anything in here. Just something large outside this cave, probably.
Outside. Did you hear that rumbling? Did you feel it in the ground?
Nope, nobody else would have.
Oh, there's something outside. It's not from in here. It's outside.
Like
Jeez.
be one of those big elemental things.
Maybe so, eh? Well, right now, I'm glad we're not out there. I may regret saying that, but right now, that's how I feel.
Anywho, kobolds.
Did I mention the kobolds? I think so. I saw one of them also.
Which pretty much everybody saw them as a sorry saw it first and saw like them hiding. They're rolling pretty hot tonight.
Hmm. Well, we can either, try and little confront them. I don't know Draconic. Does anyone? Assuming they speak Draconic. Big Steve can make a reappearance as Big Kevin, I guess. Kevin for Kobold.
Well, certainly we have a right to pass among them. We don't mean them any harm.
Truly.
Let's hope they see it that way.
I could not
But
do
if you
anything.
need to, just go ahead and be Kobold Kevin. That's fine.
I think for the sake of it, for the fun of it, for the laughs, again, I don't speak Draconic. I don't think this will end well. But I think it'd be really funny if it worked.
What?
She's gonna try and, sneak into the darkness, right? find a dark corner to change shapeshift. Nice. And then she's gonna shapeshift her way down. It's uncomfortable becoming smaller and wider. But you know, she can do it. She has many talents. And then once again, out from the ashes, Kevin, a kobold. And she'll have her dress pinned up even more than usual. She's like, aha. Well, I think that this disguise is going to work at least decently. Just say I prefer lizard folk or dragon born. I had to keep my dignity. But this works. Yes, this works.
All right. So as you step out of the shadows and you're speaking amongst the party, give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics?
As you feel a pair of like claws grab onto you and like try and pull you into one of the rocks.
Oh.
All of us acrobatics checks or just
Nope.
that Niavara?
Just Niavara. Just Kobold Vara.
Oh, yeah,
So-
right.
What do they roll? Acrobatics.
Does she see who's grabbing her?
A kobold.
Cobalt Kevin.
Okay. Look.
Ah.
So you kind of feel somebody trying to like pull you into like one of the holes in like the boulders, but you resist, and they're just kind of like it's more like tug 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 as opposed to like grab around neck and like try and stifle your words. Kind of like somebody trying to pull you away from a dangerous situation.
You know what? Seeing them, she's gonna give it a shot. She'll be like, okay. And sort of scuttle off with them.
So you see Kobold Niavara get pulled into like one of the rock hovels. And when you're pulled down there, you see like two kobolds, and this is a good maybe 5 or somewhere between 5 and 10 feet underground because it's like a almost like a burrow.
Mhm.
And you see like a couple of kobolds just like down there, and they have their like finger over their little kobold lips and kind of like shush shush shush, and then they kind of keep a hand over your mouth and like look up and kind of like peek nervously at these unknown people who just kind of waltzed into their territory.
So Zed's gonna kind of put his arms out to his sides, almost kind of like if you have to slam on the brakes in the car, that instinct to put your hand out in front of your passenger, you know.
Yeah.
He's gonna do that kind of to everyone in the group. In Thieves' Cant, as he's doing this, he's gonna say out loud, because normally Thieves' Cant's kind of more gestures.
Mhm.
But he's gonna say out loud, yell if you need help. And it's just something quick. And he puts his hands out and he's like, oh, and then in common, oh, aye, we're safe. That was very close. We almost got attacked. To everyone else in the party,
Oh yeah,
kind
I
of
see that.
being like super obvious about it.
Neovar will take the opportunity to sort of look up at them and just sort of, why I ought to fake gesture to the other kobolds up above, like sort of miming like she was trying to go back out and attack them.
They keep you
Oh,
like
yeah.
they keep holding on to you like a hold you back kind of situation. And they're uttering some words to you, but you don't comprehend.
Nope.
Unless you know Draconic.
I don't. Ah, but Neovara has the brilliant way around this. And she taps at her ears and shakes her head.
Well, Kozik could interpret
Kozik's
with
not
his
down there.
hat.
She's
Oh, right.
pretending to be deaf.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that works.
Give me a performance to see if they can interpret what you're trying to convey.
See if they buy it.
Nice.
Okay, so you tap the ear and kind of shake your head, and they nod, like understanding, that you might be one of the harder of hearing kobolds, not unheard of. Dudunch.
What?
But they're just watching these people come through, just kind of staying in their homes. So what's the party want to do?
Zed will kind of straighten up and look at everybody. And say, I think if anyone's in trouble, they would obviously yell out. So, maybe we keep walking. And he kind of looks around, like not really like darting eyes, but he's obviously letting Neovara have this moment. Not suggesting that we just leave, but kind of make it seem like we're moving on.
Yes. Let's continue forward with purpose. And if we've left something behind, I think we can always come back and find it.
And I guess question for Cube, just narratively, at this point, how far away are we from this light source that we were trying to get to?
360 feet, the length of a singular football field.
Okay.
We've only got half a ball field.
So you guys are moving forward, potentially abandoning Neovara to her devices.
So my thought process was we kind of start moving in this moment, and Zed hollered out in Thieves' Cant, yell if you need help, and didn't hear anything. So I don't know, did we get the feeling that the kobolds were scared? Like us as a party? Do we have any idea? Did anyone inside check?
It was really
Neovara was the only
Neovara.
one
Not
that did.
attacking us.
Okay.
And I don't think she
Um,
conveyed.
Well, sorry, did, but she got a 6, so.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't think so. Zed knows how murderous Niavara is. She was already talking about killing the creatures that we have already come across. So they're kobolds. I'm not really worried about Niavara so much so as I am for the kobolds. Um,
Well,
so I
yeah,
would kind of
I think we should just leave her. She's fine. I think
I
we
would
should
kind of
just
say,
go
yeah,
on.
we should probably start moving. If we get, let's say we get like 20 or 30 feet away, um, just telepathically to the Raven, Zed would tell it to fly off its shoulder and just fly up maybe 10, 15 feet and just hang out. So you would just, as we're walking away, we get far enough away, you just probably see the Raven flutter off Zed's shoulder, and everyone in the party probably at this point knows what that means, that it's scouting.
And I'm gonna guess that the kobold will be following us, so Niavar should be right behind.
But yeah, that's what Zed does. And
All right. So
I guess also for the record, as far as light sources go, we have a torch and the moonlit sword, because Niavara was the one with the hooded lantern,
She would
right?
have left the lantern. She couldn't have possibly carried it with
She
her
probably
since
gave
she
it
was
to Val.
hiding. Likely.
Okay, so I'm okay. So we still have that too.
Yeah.
Cool.
all right. So you guys start heading away. Ow. And the kobolds are still like watching you guys, but you guys get 20 feet away and they have not come out of their dens and hovels.
Hmm.
I think we're still moving. As far as my thought process, I think we're still moving. We all know Niavara is very capable.
Very.
She could at a moment's notice go back to her normal form and probably like
Scare the
take out
hell out of them.
anything in this
Might
cavern.
them all.
Yeah,
She'd scare
it's going to
them at
be
least.
nasty if she wants to get into a fight with him. And we would, with Zed's Raven hovering, he'll kind of periodically just like blink in. He'll probably have whenever he blinks into his Raven, he'll put his like hand up on Kozik's shoulder, just to still have like a point of reference to where we're going, because he can still move and operate. He just doesn't have his senses. But he'll blink into his Raven periodically just to see if anything's going on, if Niavara comes back out, or if there's any noises or anything.
Unless
Because he said
there's
yell.
unless there's a light source that was left behind, you wouldn't see
Right.
anything through the
Right.
Raven.
But he said yell if you need help.
Yeah.
So he left the Raven there, and hopefully if she's yelling and he blinks in, he'll hear it. And then yeah, that's, I guess, unless anyone else wants to do anything different, because that was just my thought process.
I wonder though, because if she yelled, then we'd be pretty far away. I mean, what's our intent? Are we just gonna get closer and what is Niavara's intent? Like, okay, that's
She's
funny.
supposed to
She's a
investigate
kobold.
some.
Yeah, you don't.
I think she's
Nobody
just
discussed this
exploring a
plan.
little bit.
So
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is just
Nivar has like totally
spontaneity
been like
at its
thought that she
finest.
was going to
She
be
just
pretending to
snuck
be a
away and
kobold.
changed.
She just she was like, I think
She
this
thought
is
it'd
gonna
be
be fun.
funny.
And then because they're allies, they grabbed her like, girl, what are you thinking? she's like, I've now been accepted as one of them. Stage 1 complete.
So you're just hanging out with them as we move on to the
Well, yeah, they grabbed her.
ruined
She's
city.
not.
We don't really. I guess we don't really know yet. Yeah.
She's gonna see how it plays out.
But yeah. So my thought process OOC was just to kind of let Niavara have that moment, and not try and go racing in after, because she can probably fight her way out if she needs to, or just run. And if she starts running and hollering, you know, eventually we're gonna hear it, and so I feel like it's not the unless the
Yeah, they've
kobolds are
already
just dragging
accepted
her
her as a kobold.
into a cave to get eaten by like some sort of big bad. We never see her again, but that would never happen.
She's getting the intel right now, so she's cool.
Exactly.
Because she can't understand a word they say.
Nope. But she can look around. She has eyes still.
All right, well, we should move on ahead so they are not suspicious.
Yeah, I think Zed's sort of play and what he was almost trying to insinuate with the way that he was being somewhat obvious in his gestures and things, was obviously we need to be mindful of our party member, but let's try and just be nonchalant and just keep moving as
Right,
if we're, unassuming.
right.
All right. So basically, as you guys leave, at least breaking line of sight, far enough away or obscured enough, Niavara, you would see the kobolds like all like poking their heads up out of the rocks, looking around, and there's a collective like sigh of relief as this what seemed like just amalgamation of boulders with holes in them and holes in the ground and rocks everywhere. It's a small grouping of like kobolds, and they all seem to be talking amongst each other. Not that you have any idea what they're saying, but it doesn't seem like argument. They were just kind of like they'll yap at each other and then point to the direction the party went, and then yap at each other and kind of like shrug and like you see a couple of them like shiver, like ugh, Um, I guess you can give me an insight to try and because it's not just language, right? There's body language too, so we can see how well you can read, their body language and like the points they're trying to get across without being able to interpret actual words.
And she's cursing once again that she doesn't know Draconic.
Yeah, how else are you ever gonna hook up with Lady Sarissa? Um,
Right.
so with a 12, you get a general idea, kinda, sorta, because it's not like I don't. It's not like if you don't pass, you don't interpret anything. I guess unless you get low enough, but you're able to pick up some stuff. There it seemed like how they were pointing at the direction of the party, where they went. They don't seem like they're trying to like follow or anything. They're just kind of like almost akin to, did you see that? Kind of, people in amazement as opposed people a bit of fear, a bit of amazement, but mostly like a sigh of relief collectively that those people have left.
Mm-hmm. And like as they relax, she'll turn to her rescuers in big air quotes and sort of nod several times like thanking them. Big thumbs up sort of deal.
Yep, and they just kind of pat you on the shoulder and give a nod and give a thumbs up back.
And she'll scutter out of the cave and take, a gander around. Are they like setting back things back up, like outside? Like, what does
Uh,
the town look like?
less of a town, just like a small clan of them. Um, but they're just kind of going back to whatever routines that they normally had. Just like maybe weaving cloth or sharpening stones or um, catching the cave denizens like bats and other critters that a kobold might be able to eat and hunt in a cave. Um, this just kind of seems like normal. This is their normalcy.
Hmm. And the others had to back off rather than keep going forward. So, in theory, what we were aiming for, the house at the top, the others couldn't get to it, right? Or they decided not to.
Wait, the house at the top? What?
The hag house that we were aiming for.
Oh, this is a
Oh,
ways away.
Oh. But the others decided not to go toward the hag house.
You mean the party?
Yeah.
I think they were heading in that. They were continuing forward in that direction.
I
yeah.
see. Okay. Yeah.
We're hoping you're going to catch up.
Neovar is just going to take a sort of gander about, see, like, look for any books, writing utensils, see what other people are up to there. Like, she understands, like, everyone's going back to their normal routines, but because they've lowered their guard around her, this is the perfect time to snoop, even though she can't understand much of them.
So you
She'll,
can give me a investigation.
and of course, she's not, like, trying to be intrusive as she does it. She's mostly just, like, calmly going, like, looking about her day, looking like she's maybe a little lost as she's trying to find her way back home.
All right. So you look around this small like clan of kobolds. You notice that there isn't really much in the way of record keeping or books because they don't exactly have wood up here to make books or tomes on. Um, but amidst all the things, they do script. There is some scribblings and writings that are like carved in the stone. Not that you really know what it's saying.
Mhm.
Some of
She
them
can't.
have like pictures, but you know, more hieroglyphic than anything, and also accompanied with language that you don't know.
In her brain, she's like, this is why you have tongues prepared. If she even knows. She knows tongues, but she can't use it. In the back of her brain, she's literally going, if only. If only she'd had it
If
prepared like
only
an
I had
idiot.
studied in school.
Well, she could have thought to have it prepared. But when they come back this way, inevitably likely, right? Because this is out of the way. She's like, I'm going to have to try it again, but I'll need a different kobold disguise. Kevin is worn out. She'll need, like, I don't know, Kavina.
And probably a good 5 or 10 minutes or so would pass, and you would see those, one of those extremely large lizards approaching their villa.
Mhm.
And as they do so, there's a what looks like a probably a more haggard older kobold. Their skin seems a little more dried. Their scales seem maybe a little tougher. Um, but they
Oh, are they riding it.
walk out to one of these lizards, and it lowers its head, and the kobold raises its hand and gently pets it on the head. A distinguishable size difference from huge to small, and
Mhm.
this large creature is yielding to the kobold.
Aw.
Mm. Uh, does it look like it's like talking to him, or is it just like saying hi?
Just uh, kind of like I'm trying to think who in the party. Didn't somebody have a pet? Basically, it just kind of seems like it's nonverbal, just
Um,
head pats, and I mean there'd probably be a word or two, not that you'd understand what they're saying. But this creature does have what seems like a sizable like chunk of meat in its mouth, and it just kind of drops it on the ground, and other kobolds mosey over and pick it up, and you know you kind of get a feeling that this is probably how they sustain.
Oh. Neovar sort of scratches her head. She's like, well, this is pretty mundane, all things considered. Poor guys, although she'll sort of, she's like trying to think of like how best to ask about it in a way that she'll get answers. Right? But she'll eventually go up to like a kobold, you know, around the kobold that she made up's age, right? And tap on their shoulder, you know, kindly. And then she'll point to where her party's vanishing off into the distance and sort of like, make a general confused, questioning shrug like, what the fuck was that about?
Give me a performance. Okay. They kind of get the gist of what you're. They're picking up what you're putting down. Um, but they also notice like you don't say any words, so they try to communicate back is
Mm-hmm.
as blatantly and like clearly as they can non-verbally. Um, and I think since they're actively trying to like convey this information to you, you won't need an insight. Um, but you get the feeling that you point to that and like, what the heck was that? And they shrug and just kind of like point to one of the hovels that they scurry into, and then they hold their hand up and then point in the direction where the people went and lower their shoulders and just exhale, a sigh of relief.
Yeah, and so she'll understand that as like a sort of like we just go in there and hide and like then they left and like woo yay, and then she'll like sort of again make the question mark and then sort of like do a kobold's interpretation of what a harpy might be, like, flapping its wings. And then make another questioning expression like, are they a harpy? Are they like them? Trying to gauge, like, do they know the harpies? Are the harpies in this cave?
So let's see. They would convey that they know of harpies, but then they point to the giant lizards.
Neovar nods several times over and, like, doesn't, like, big thumbs up. Like, yeah, we love giant lizards. Absolutely, there was no way that she was ever threatening them. She pinky promises.
The best.
And then she looks back at the meat that the creature dropped off and was like, wait a moment. White meat or dark meat?
It's white meat.
chicken. And then she'll
Which,
sort of
as you get a bit of a glimpse, I mean, the corpse is kind of mangled. Like the lizard did partake of some of it, but
Mhm.
yeah, you'd see like there are some feathers.
chicken. And then she nods understandingly. Totally gets it. And again, gives them like a big appreciative thank you before she, waves goodbye to like, keep treadling on, like she's trying to figure out where she's supposed to go from now. She thinks that she's gotten what she could, considering that she doesn't know tongues.
Okay.
So now it's time to slither off as best she can.
All right. So the camera pans to the party, which I imagine you guys aren't necessarily moving at full speed. I'm guessing.
Right. We're kind of moving a little slower, kind of waiting for Niavara, but not holding back too much so they know we're moving.
Yeah, and it was about 5, 10, let's say it was about 7 or so minutes. Um, actually no. So it took you about 5 minutes to break line of sight. So then probably another like 5 minutes after that of whatever per se. So I'd say you've been walking for at least 10 minutes. Um, but pretty slowly. And if you only move at like 30 feet, you're probably moving, I don't know, maybe 15 feet ish. Just sort of, yeah. I mean, 15 feet of walking slow is still a little bit of distance away. Okay, so let's say at about the 10. See, I'm trying to get my timing right here. At about the 15-minute mark is when a kobold starts approaching you.
She's taking advantage of the fact that like kobolds are kind of built for four-legged. Well, imagine, if you will, you're a grown ass person, but like, don't you kind of want to walk on all fours every once in a while? Wouldn't you if your back would allow it, God willing?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Niavara's POV here. She's like, listen, you only live once. YOLO. I get to scurry.
I know that's
Okay,
pretty cool.
well, if you were like actively running towards them, we'll say you catch up with them in like 12 minutes.
Yeah. And then she sees them, makes sure it's them, and then she'll, readjust herself so that her dress is gonna, like, it's on the floor, and then she sort of starts stretching herself back up and out. And she shakes her head, makes sure that her hair is the right length. She's like, and then she rebraids it. She's like, okay, I should have prepared tongues before doing that, but I did learn something. They are scared of us. Or I guess you. They were trying to help me out. Basically, they're like, oh my god, what is she doing? What an idiot. She's gonna get herself hurt, right? Secondly, the lizards, I don't know. I apologize for trying to kill them. Apparently the lizards are like, they use the lizards. They're in like a symbiotic relationship with the big lizards. The lizards bring them back food. On the other hand, the lizards are very dangerous and definitely brought back a harpy corpse for them to eat.
What
Which,
corpse?
a harpy corpse.
Ooh, that
Wonder if it
sounds
tastes
like
like chicken.
it could be good. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a little bit too close
Not
to
feeling so
human
hungry
to
anymore.
question about. Like,
Seems
in theory,
foul.
I'm sure that it tastes a lot like chicken.
Kind of makes me
Uh,
think that we were about to be those kobolds' dinner, or
No.
Bell
Oh,
here.
no. I mean, they definitely were thinking about it. Probably don't necessarily ride on them, but like they have some sort of relationship with them where the lizards bring back food for them. But by the fact
No,
that
that's
they
what I'm
like,
saying is pretty sure those big lizards were about to eat us and then bring us back to the kobolds for dinner.
they were definitely going to try. I'm happy we
At this
scared
point,
them off.
too, I don't know how far away we are, but Zed would have recalled his raven.
Mm. But I should have known tongues before I did that. On the other hand, like that was so spur of the moment. I was hopeful, really, that like if they saw a kobold walking with you guys, that one of them would get, confident enough to walk with you. That was actually my plan. But like when they yoinked me, I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll get yoinked. Sure, whatever.
Well, they're a
Like,
fair bit different than the other kobold in the other cave. I mean, those suckers just attacked, and these ones were afraid then. Isn't that interesting?
yeah. I mean, like, not all kobolds are the same, obviously.
Well, and you got
No,
to keep in
right, but
mind
I
this.
don't think we've met any like that before that are just want to, run away. They seem to usually attack.
Oh,
Well, we're on like we're kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but Marlin's gone through this cavern multiple times, and apparently this is well traveled. So they're probably just trying to stay out of folks' way. They might have been harassed before, um, but like as when they didn't try and attack, to your point, sorry, and they grabbed what seemed to be one of their own. That kind of made me think that, well, Neovor is not really in danger,
Right,
but
and I would have started killing if I was.
right. Oh, we had
also,
no doubt that you would be fine.
yeah, that was not lost on us whatsoever.
Good to hear.
Mm.
So I guess at this point, are we moving toward the? We're still moving.
I imagine so.
Okay, and we'll probably, since we're all grouped up, I would assume pick up the pace and
Yep,
try
yep.
and go see what this is.
See what the hag house is at the end of the road.
Right,
So,
but it's still a little ways off, isn't it?
yep, we'll get there. But
Um,
that won't be tonight, as it is time.
cool.
We need to
Uh,
establish some sort of protocol for when I wanna, decide to transform.
That was fun
z-
though, Niavara.
probably
That was fun. You being a little
we
kobold. That
have
was
we have
totally
thieves'
cool.
cant. I think you know at the least, even if it's like a spur of the moment thing. If you like sign language to Zed, I'm
Oh,
doing a
right.
thing. You know what I
A
mean?
guard ghost.
Then um, we could try and work through it. I got one thing that I'm gonna say in character before we officially in session. Um, as we're still moving, Zed will look over his shoulder, back to where we can obviously see the cart is illuminated, and then he'll glance over to Vel. I remember we only had an hour. We're on a time limit before that cart doesn't have light anymore.
I can cast it 2 more times.
Not from here.
All right. Do you have to be right there?
We've got it.
Isn't it a 60-foot range?
I actually think it's bigger
It's
than that.
60 feet bright light and
No,
then
no, no. I'm
60
saying
feet
your
more dim light.
casting
How
distance.
close you could be?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because we are past your light currently. So we're already more than 120 feet away.
Daylight is a 60-foot range.
Uh,
So Zed's bringing this up, being like, we're on a time limit to explore at this point is the gist of that.
So we were thinking we could go a football field and a half, explore town, and come back within an hour.
Yeah, totally.
Mathematically,
Okay,
a football field and a half is
if we're
150
running,
yards.
if we're
If
running.
we're no, yeah, and we haven't been. We've been going slow, but at this point, if we go full speed, let's say, because we made it half, we have 100 yards left. I think Cube said.
Right.
100 yard, like 10 yards is 30 feet. We move 30 feet in
Yeah.
6 seconds. If we're running. So that's 1 minute that we can go full speed and get 100 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, so when Cubed was going through the timing and things, he's like, you've been walking for 10 minutes and stuff. It's like, okay, yes. Like I get that narratively. Mathematically, it is the 150 yards we would be able to traverse in a minute and a half if we just are full speed the whole time.
If it
A
were a
minute and a
straight shot.
half. No, a little
Yes,
longer than
exactly. If
that.
there were no impedances and like so 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 just thinking about it, the as far as distance to Sari's point, it's not like we're going to be having to walk for an hour. This is distance that we can traverse. Like in an emergency situation, if we had to get back to the cart, it wouldn't take us half an hour. It would
Well,
take us
assuming there's
a
no
few
other
minutes.
thing
No,
happening
that's
or
exactly
obstacles. Or,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that I was going to say, this is now just kind of OOC. I had a very slightly, I don't know. It so for the sake of the situation that we were in, where Niavara and you also mentioned wanting to have some sort of like signal or sign whenever this sort of
Yeah.
thing happened. Um uh it dawned on me I have Mind Spike as a spell. Now, a caveat of Mind Spike is if the creature fails the save, granted they take damage.
Oh,
But
clever. It'd give us telepathy.
it doesn't give us telepathy, but unless if you're on the same plane as I am, there is no distance qualification. It's just as long as we're on the same plane, I know your location for an
Oh.
hour.
That's
And
cool.
the funny sort of caveat to that is you being a cleric, this is like a very niche sort of thing. You can probably out heal the damage that it would do to you on a failed save if we wanted to use that for our advantage. And I would know exactly where your character is for an hour.
Yeah.
And like it says that you can't become hidden from me. But that doesn't mean that you can't still like stealth check and do whatever you needed to do wherever you were.
For others. Yeah, I think that's funny.
So I was thinking in the moment, it had already passed, but in the moment I was like, oh, this is
What
almost
if?
perfect too. And your character, I feel like is, would
She'd
be
be
down
down.
for, yeah. So just food for thought.
Yeah. I think that's funny. Yeah, Niavar would absolutely be down to hurt herself for the sake of optimal play. Secondly, it terribly reminds me of in Pathfinder, our DM didn't want to include like actual plane shifting rituals. So in universe, we had someone who was trying to find a way to shift planes. But the only way for them to shift planes was to like roll the dice with like chromatic effects, where it's like you have the 1 in 8 chances of like being banished. And I'm like, that is one hell of a way to get it. And instantly, all of us turned to the DM and we're like, can we do that? Can we? We'll start rolling. We'll eat the damage. So yeah, 100% Neovar would be one of the people who would be like, please hit me with the beam so I have the 1 in 8 chance of shifting planes. I'll
I
take
feel
the
like
one.
I feel like it's good to have the conversation OOC, just if you're cool with it. And so now I'm almost, not to say that it's a force thing, but I'm looking forward to the situation where Zed tries to explain. He's like, all right, so this is gonna suck for a minute, but it's for a good cause. I'm gonna give you a really bad headache, but you're gonna be able to make it better because you can do that sort of thing.
I have the
You've
talents.
you've learned from Tio Moonblade.
Yeah. We're experimenting, exactly.
She'll be so proud of me.
Actually, I think she'd be
She'll
proud
be
of Zed because Zed would be the one experimenting.
He is the one experimenting. I'm just the test subject.
Also, it's
Even
also
more
a
so
bit funny. It's
impressed
like,
that she'd probably be like, you actually let somebody do an experiment on you because more often than not, like the last time she offered you guys some cool stuff, and you're like, no, you're creepy.
we were all pretty closed off, yeah. And I just
Nevar was
also I
fine.
picture in the moment Zed's just like, yeah, by the way, this is the first time I've ever done this. It's right beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm right. So I'm very pleased with this. I forgot
Right,
to say,
mates. Well, it's good to be back and it's good to be with you all, but I need to go now.
all right,
Hey,
see you. Sorry.
best sorry. I
And
Bye.
Veldrin,
before
I'm
everyone
sorry about
leaves,
your cat.
Mm-hmm.
it's a
I'm very
3-year
sorry about
anniversary.
Percy. And happy birthday, Carb.
Yay!
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Belle.
Yeah, I
Oh, it's
turned.
Veldrin's birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, my birthday's tomorrow.
Well, happy
It's
Nice.
birthday
basically
tomorrow.
midnight.
Yeah.
Basically.
It is pretty much, yeah, right.
Alrighty. Boop. Oh. Alright. So, with that being said, oh, hold on.
The Tuesday campaign has been going on for 3 years officially.
Wow. That's cool.
So for the folks that were here for the 0 session, been pretty much once a week for 3 years. I think that's pretty
Yep.
cool.
That's cool.
Alright. So with that announcement, thank you guys for being here. Kozik wants to go. with that being said, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. It has been a blast getting back into it, especially with the new year. Like I said, 3-year anniversary. Bye. Yeah. So the plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan. Tomorrow. Probably D&D. We'll see. Uh, bu- 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 Let's see. Yeah, so tomorrow at 5:30 is the plan for the other D&D session. I think at this point they have literally cleared everything but the final room, which is really funny because they almost went into the last room of that cave, the final encounter, quote unquote, and they turned around and did it, literally every other room, and I find that really funny. Um, also kind of interesting now I think about it. Um, yeah. So that one, like there's no other locations for them to go but the one last locale. So with that being said, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Pacific will be more D&D. I imagine we only have a few sessions left. Like I said, they have one cave left and probably the trip home and sort of like the wrap up of the game as that campaign is, officially coming to a conclusion. Um, Assuming I can have enough people tomorrow. Let me think. One, two. I might not have enough people tomorrow. We'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, with that being said, one way or the other, we're streaming. So if it's not D&D, then we'll just do some Vigima games, cause I kind of feel bad if I don't stream. It's kind of weird. Anyway, um, I think I've said this like twice already, but I hope you all have a wonderful morning, even or whatever it is in between for you. And until the next D&D or the next variety, I shall bid you all adieu. And such until next time, y'all. Party on, party hard, party on, Wayne. Later.